Archery can be a difficult skill to master, and an untuned bow will only make it harder. Plus, shooting is a lot more fun when your arrows hit their target instead of consistently landing an inch to the left. You can make your time at the range or in the field much more enjoyable by following a few basic steps in tuning your bow. Here's what you'll need: a piece of target paper with a thick line drawn through the middle, your bow, arrows, a target. Step 1, with the nocking point at 10 yards. Place the piece of paper on your target with the line horizontal. Set it up 10 yards away. Aim for the center of the target and shoot. Adjust your nocking point based on how far away from the center the arrow landed by shifting it in the opposite direction. So if your arrow landed below the target, the nocking point needs to shift up. Continue shooting and adjusting until you are able to hit the center of the target from 10 yards. Step 2, nocking point at 20 yards. Now, move the target back to 20 yards and try shooting. You should be able to hit the center of the target from 20 yards if your nocking point is correctly adjusted. If the arrow was dead on at 10 yards, landed a little high at 20 yards, for example, the nocking point is a little low. You may need to repeat steps 1 and 2 a few times before you're able to hit your target at both 10 and 20 yards. Step 3, center shot at 20 yards. Continue tuning your bow by flipping your target so that the middle line is now vertical. Place the target 20 yards away and aim for the center. This time, adjust your rest based on where the arrow lands using the same technique you use with the nocking point. If you hit below the bullseye, your rest needs to move up. If you hit to the right of the bullseye, shift your rest to the left. Continue shooting and adjusting the rest until you're able to hit the center of the target. Step 4, center shot at 40 yards. Next, set your target up 40 yards away with the line vertical and adjust your bow's pin to 40 yards. Once again, shoot while aiming for the center of the target and adjust your rest based on where the arrow lands. Repeat this process until you can hit the center of the target from 40 yards as well as 20 yards. Step 5, set up your pins. Flip the target again so that the line is horizontal. Set the target up 20 yards away and shoot while aiming for the center. This time, you'll adjust your pins based on where the arrow lands. Once you can hit the center of the target at 20 yards, move the target to 30 yards. Repeat the process for 30 yards, 40 yards, and 50 yards. Your pins are set once you can hit the center of the target at any distance. Let's wrap it up. Tuning your bow takes a little time and patience, but the payoff is well worth the effort. A finely tuned bow shoots more accurately and is just more fun to use than a bow where the rest is off center or the nocking point is too high. Follow the steps outlined in this video to keep your bow shooting its best.